What's up guys, my name is Konner and welcome to the Songwriter Sanctuary. I've been doing a new series of sort of React style content, but I'm focusing more on breaking down and analyzing new music that I've never heard before. It's been a lot of fun so far and I've been asking for recommendations, and one artist that has come up is Ethel Cain, whom I've heard a bit about but haven't listened to her music ever. So I've done no prior research on her at all other than finding a popular song of hers to listen to. I picked a song called Crush, which has a lot of views on YouTube and a lot of listens on Spotify. Don't really know what I'm in for here. I know she's a singer-songwriter and does gothic Americana type stuff, but that's literally all I know about her. So let's check this out. Let's see what she's all about. Real quick, if you enjoy this breakdown and this is the type of content you'd like to see more of, please subscribe to this channel. You can even click the like button if you're feeling extra generous. It just really goes a long way to helping this channel grow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna listen to this song twice. I'm gonna listen once focusing on the lyrics and the storytelling, and then I'm gonna listen again focusing on the musicianship, the music production, the music theory, and all of the sonic elements. So we'll start with the lyrics and we'll see what she has to say. Let's get into this.
His window's already past, so he's shooting at the glass, keeping guns in his locker, and he denies it.
Okay, hot out the gate. Loving the vibe of this so far. That very simple bass line. We'll talk more about this the second time around, but I like her voice a lot. I have a lot to say about her voice, but we'll save it for the second listen. So it's gonna take some time to figure out what this is really about, but we're talking about shooting and guns in the first two lines, so we know that there's gonna be some intensity here. Something about a locker, so maybe this has to do with a school setting, but let's keep going and find out.
Like it's actually important, but he likes the shorted. Watch him showing up wearing black, and he knows that.
Yeah, I mean, first stanza of the first verse is I hate to say it, but school shooter vibes. I mean, there have been some really powerful songs written about some heavy subject matter like that. Don't know for sure that's where we're going, but that's my first impression.
His daddy's on death row, but I'll say it with his chest though. His friends moved out, he hasn't tried coke, but he's always had a problem saying now. His older brother back to valedictorian. His mother said he's screaming he should be more like him.
Okay, so we have covered the holy trifecta of drugs, sex, and violence in the first two stanzas. I say that tongue-in-cheek, but there is a lot to unpack here. Daddy's on death row, he'll say it with his chest. His friends moved dope, he hasn't tried coke. So lots of stuff about drug use and being impressionable, struggles at home, not a lot of support from home, daddy on death row, so presumably his father did something that merits being on death row, and that's a lot to face. Older brother begged the valedictorian, mother steady screaming he should be more like him. So his brother is dating the school valedictorian and is apparently somebody that his mother views as a role model. So it sounds like he's kind of struggling and floundering, doesn't have the familial support that maybe he wants or would need. Father's in a precarious situation. Drugs are being introduced. Mix it all up in a pot, and we're not expecting sunshine and rainbows here. Let's see what else. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of heavy stuff in this song. So I'm thinking that this he or him in the story is the love interest of the narrator is sort of what I'm getting. Crush title kind of suggests that, as well as this last. I'm guessing we just heard the chorus. Can you read my mind? I've been watching you. You know it, you know it, you know it's true. Couldn't fight to save your life, but you look so cool. Camo jacket, robbing corner stores. So feels like the narrator is kind of attracted to this bad boy lifestyle that this struggling kid is living. So we have two perspectives. We've got this perspective in the verse, which is basically like, here's all the reasons why this kid might be struggling or having a tough time, life headed down a difficult path or trajectory. And then the chorus is like from the perspective of like a love interest or an admirer. It's like, oh, but I actually kind of like that bad boy thing. Like, you might be derailing your life, but I'm into it. Hard odds to beat when you're on all fours. Good men die too. Oh, I'd rather be with you. So yeah, that's addressing both sides. Hard odds to beat when you're on all fours. Recognizing that the subject of the song has their back against the wall and is in a precarious place. But good men die too. Oh, I'd rather be with you. So accepting the person for their faults, and I love them anyway. Let's see what's next. Okay. I owe you a black eye and 2 kisses. Tell me when you want to come and get him. I only want him if he says it first to me. And then the next line, I want to him in the back of his mom's Mercury. Don't have to tell you what that means. But it sounds like a love-hate kind of thing. I owe you a black eye and 2 kisses. It's like, I want to punch you, but I want to kiss you. But also, like, I want you to be proactive. Tell me when you want to come and get him. I only want him if he says it first to me. So yeah, this is turning into more of a like sex, romance, love song kind of deal at this point. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely... So we have some sensory details. He looks like he works with his hands, so kind of like rugged and rough looking. Smells like Marlboro Reds, like very specific sensory detail. And then Ethel, or the character who is narrating the song, is like, yeah, I'm into that. I'm into the roughness. I'm into the cigarette smell. Okay, so more signs of dysfunction here. Something's been feeling weird lately. There's just something about you, baby. The vibes are kind of off. Like, I'm very into you, but also this is strange, and maybe I'm not getting the attention I want, and maybe we're both kind of self-destructive, so I'm just gonna act out until you notice me and pay attention to me.
Yeah, right. He fucking loves me.
Okay, so yeah. In all of this chaos, maybe you're ignoring me, maybe I'm trying to piss you off, but it's like, yeah, I know you're into it, I know you like me. So this is totally like a bad girl falling in love with the bad boy kind of situation, where it's like, we both have baggage, we're dysfunctional, we're into each other, or at least I'm into you and I think you're into me, but I'm gonna approach it in this very dysfunctional way. I'm just gonna act crazy and make you angry until you until you love me, basically. So I guess this is the chorus here. There's like 30 seconds left of this video, but this song seems like it's over. Oh, there's like a video epilogue. I haven't really been paying much attention to the video, but let's see what happens here. Oh. Okay, so tragic ending implied here. Oof, that's heavy. Okay. So, yeah, some symbolism in the video that maybe suggests how this story ends. And it's not what you might call a fairy tale ending. So, first impressions, I actually really like the dark and gritty and like broken person kind of storytelling. I totally get where she gets like her American Gothic label. If you've watched other videos on my channel, you might think that I'm like sort of like happy-go-lucky and I really like a positive message, which is all true, but at my core, I grew up listening to a lot of like punk and hard rock and metal, and I really like kind of dark singer-songwriter type stuff, so this vibe really resonates with me. You know, and I think it's important that we tell stories that don't end well, about imperfect people making poor decisions. I think that's just as important as like motivational songs or songs with a positive twist. So early in the song, we get descriptions of the tragic nature of this love interest's life, all of the reasons why they're struggling, and all the factors driving them into making poor decisions. Then you get to the chorus in verse 2, and the narrator sort of comes into the fold as the love interest, and you have this sort of like dirty, dysfunctional, like, you're messed up and I'm messed up, but I love you because of and despite how messed up you are. And what's really interesting about this is the subject matter is so dark and so heavy, but the vibe of the song, like the lyrics are tinted and the music is tinted in such a way that it feels like, yeah, it's not like an intensely negative feeling. It's just kind of like, yeah, I've accepted. This is my lot in life. I'm just doomed to love this broken person, and they are doomed to have this tragic ending. It's cool. I like that she's not afraid to go to the dark places. I think I know something else about her, but I'm going to Google it just to make sure that I am right about this. Yes, okay. So she is trans, which is one of the things that I thought I knew, but I didn't want to say it without knowing for sure. Which I can only imagine the challenges and the dark places that she has visited as a trans woman, a public-facing trans woman in the music industry. And that sort of, I think, might shine some insight on the darkness and the lyricism here. You know, I think a lot of people try to write dark or edgy lyrics. Maybe some of those people don't really, like, you know, they're not born in the darkness or molded by it, as Bane would say. But when you write such dark subject matter with such nuance juxtaposed with, like, an attitude and musicianship that doesn't really feel that dark, to me, that signifies that you know that place well. You know, you've spent some time walking through the elephant's graveyard and you're friends with the ghosts. My heart hurts for her that she had to suffer enough to get to a place where she could write music like this, but man, is it powerful. Okay, so let's go through again and let's focus more on the musicianship and the musicality this time. That feels like, I think that's just an electric bass, which it's unusual to start with only an electric bass and nothing else in a production. So very simplistic start here. Oh, it also implies a chord progression. So first things first, what key is this? Oh, okay, E, so. Yeah, 1 5 2 4. 1 1 5 5 2 2 4. Funnily enough, the exact same progression, if you watched my recent Phoebe Bridgers video, the exact same progression that she used in Scott Street during the verses. Seems to be a popular chord progression these days.
His windows already passed, so he's shooting at the glass, keeping guns in his locker, and he denies it. Like
Okay, so vocals, and I noticed this the first listen through a lot. She sings in this very, I don't know if lazy is the right word, I don't like how loaded that word is, but she's just kind of mumbling a lot of the lyrics. Like, I had the lyrics open here when I was analyzing them, and I don't think I would have understood a lot of what she said otherwise, because she's kind of like, she's not articulating, she's just, probably, if I had to imagine, as she's singing, mouth in a very neutral position. But she's got this very, like, surly, like, alto voice with a lot of attitude. And especially at the beginning, it's being run through a filter, so it sounds like there is some saturation and probably a low-pass filter on it to make it sound almost like she's singing into a megaphone or a tape recorder. It just makes it feel like kind of distant and removed and almost like you're dissociating as you listen.
he knows that his daddy's on death row.
Okay, so we have this sort of like disco pop drum beat, just like, you know, it's been used in everything. It's been used in Michael Jackson's Billie Jean. It's just like a very straightforward, not syncopated, not meandering drum rhythm.
Hope he hasn't tried coke, but he's always had a problem saying now.
Okay, and then now the vocals are produced differently here. So now there's some reverb, and it sounds like there's almost like a flanger or like a phaser or something on them that continues to give it this sort of like removed, like hallucinogenic, almost psychedelic kind of vibe. So yeah, now we have this sort of like ambient soundscapey thing. Like same deal with the vocals going up to the higher register, soaked in reverb. We have this like very reverby, like open meandering guitar come in. Actually, I think it might be a couple guitar parts in there, but there's nothing like really concrete or defined. There's not a lot of breaks in the phrasing. It just kind of feels like we're just trudging through like a hazy memory. Yeah, so the guitar's kind of following that vocal line a little, like. Just kind of like wandering in the scale, loosely following the vocal line, but not exactly. It's one of the primary things that kind of like gave rise to that sort of like distant, removed, impartial, unfeeling kind of vibe that I talked about at the end of the first listen. So yeah, between those like reverb-soaked guitars, the like mumbling vocals, and just how like expansive and blurred the soundscape is, it's just very psychedelic. The only thing really keeping structure in it is the fact that the drums are very steady and punchy. Yeah, so like musically and production-wise, not much new here. The vocals are still kind of like just droning, rhythmically not super specific. Like the phrasing is not really in any sort of like defined pocket. She's just like dragging her vocal lines over bar lines with reckless abandon. We still have this like 1, 5, 2, 4 chord progression, which I think has been consistent the entire time. Yeah, and to sort of supplement this like uncaring feeling, we have, I guess you would call it a vocal harmony, even though she's not singing the obvious harmony. There's like a higher vocal part buried in the background that clashes with the lead vocal in just all the right ways, or it's not the expected harmony. It is a little bit dissonant, but it feels very intentional, like it's supposed to be that way, and it continues to feed this same vibe that we've been talking about. Yeah, if you're listening in headphones on the left side, you can hear this sort of like synth drone as well. Just yet another element feeding this particular aesthetic. I don't know if she produces her own music or if she works with a team, but this is very intentionally done. Every single element in this song, except for maybe the drums, is intended to feed this washed out, non-specific, hazy feeling. Yeah, even there, like here's a little thing. So she goes to the 5 chord, and the like ambient guitar does this like, which you would very rarely have the 3rd in the chord as well as the 4th. Like that clash, it's not something you commonly hear, and then turns it into a dominant chord with this flat 7 here. You know, it's not going to be a super tight, like buttoned up, like club banger or pop anthem when you hear stuff like that. It's very specific to this like indie singer-songwriter lane, those choices.
He fucking loves me.
Okay, so some like screaming vocals and distortion, still not super articulated, but now she's injecting some intentional energy as we go into the second chorus. For a song that's just been kind of like not really super structured transitions, just kind of moving between sections, it's the first moment that I've really felt like we have a meaningful like energy or vibe change in the entire song so far. Yeah, same deal with the lead guitar. And then gently landing the plane, no surprises here. Just kind of trailing off, which fits everything we've heard so far. Yeah, and that's about it. So what do I think about Crush by Ethel Cain? I'm intrigued. It's like, you know, I don't think it's necessarily like something that I would just throw on as I'm like walking out of my apartment, like commuting to work. I would have to be in a pretty specific mood to listen to this song specifically, but I do love this kind of music. There's a lot of depth to it, and particularly the juxtaposition of the really dark subject matter with the sort of like blasé lyrics and instrumental is like, it's really intriguing to me. And it makes me want to know more about like her writing style. Like, is this how all of her songs sound? Does she go a little more like specific and intense at moments? Does she have any happier music? Like, I feel like I'm seeing a snapshot into the mind of a very complicated person. So I get the impression that if there's this much depth in one song, they're not all gonna sound the same. So yeah, definitely intrigued, definitely want to listen to more of her stuff. If you are a fan of Ethel Cain, please let me know in the comments what else I need to know about her, what other songs I should check out. Definitely thinking I'm gonna listen to more of her music and maybe make some more videos about it, because there's a lot going on here. And once again, if you enjoyed this video and if you like this style of content, please, please, please subscribe to this channel and like this video. Like, every YouTuber says it, it's the same old plea, but it really does help the channel so much. So thank you for sticking around this far if you've made it to the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.